There are three types of crypto investors. Which one are you? Number one is the person that buys one time, and if they don't make any money, they never buy again. Now, when I say they don't make any money, either they bought the top of a project and it wasn't a good project and it just kept going down, or they bought one time at the top or near the top, or maybe they bought and it went up and they never sold, and then it went back down and they said it's a scam and I'm out. Then there's the person that tries to time the market, right? And I want to know in the comments who you are, so let me know. That person tries to time the market based on technical analysis and what's going on in the world. And well, that's probably one of the hardest things to do. It happens, but it's very rare. Then there's the person that dollar cost averages. And a lot of people love the dollar cost average concept if they have patience. The people that are not patient, the people that can't withstand market volatility, ups and down, and watching their portfolio go through massive swings, they're not a big fan of dollar cost averaging. You may see them in the comments on many of my videos. But I'm going to give you the perfect example to why dollar cost averaging over time is the best strategy for an investor, especially if you're not a professional investor. You're just someone that is in the market that wants to eventually get out of the rat race but doesn't have a ton of money. Or you're somebody that's busy with multiple jobs, businesses, and you're not sitting looking at a computer like I am every day. I'm going to use Bitcoin as the perfect example. You can use gold, you can use silver, you can use Ethereum, you can use many different projects. But if we go back to when I first bought Bitcoin, we're talking Bitcoin was just around $2,700, $3,000, give or take, is when I bought my first Bitcoin. And I knew that someday Bitcoin was going to go to $1 million a coin, not 100 grand. That was programmed. I think it's going to go to $1 million. And I had people telling me, "Oh my God, Bitcoin just went from $100 to $3,000. Why are you buying it at $3,000?" And then Bitcoin proceeded to go to $20,000, and I was buying at $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, so on and so forth. I was even buying Bitcoin at its local top at $20,000. Everybody said it's over. Bitcoin's never coming back. That same Bitcoin that was $20,000 went back down to $3,000. So all of those buys at 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 20 were down. I was not in profit on any of those. Well, man, that would make me look like a terrible investor, wouldn't it? Right? But let's fast forward, because then Bitcoin went to 50 and I kept buying all the way again from the $3,000 that it went back down to all the way up to the 50 to the 60. And it almost went to 70,000 before retracing back down to that $20,000 mark once again. All of those dollar cost averages from $20,000 all the way up to 68,000 or 70,000 or whatever it was were no longer in profit. I was down massively, 50%, 60%. So over those years, and it was years, over those years, I was up and down, up and down, up and down. And I'm thinking to myself, am I doing this wrong? Am I not doing this right? And which a lot of you may think the same thing that I'm thinking. Now let's fast forward to today. Bitcoin's at $115,000 per Bitcoin. But see, now on all of those buys from under $115,000, I'm in profit. Some of them massive profit. A $3,000 investment has made me $100,000. We're not even talking about altcoins. How about Cardano when I was buying it at a penny? I'm sitting at 80 cents right now. That's 80 times my money. How about Internet Computer? Everybody hates Internet Computer right now. I've been buying it since $2. I'm still up almost 250%. How about Chainlink? Been buying it since a couple dollars. How about Ethereum? Been buying it since $100. Ethereum is a perfect example. That was another one. Think about this. Think about what I'm saying. If you have patience and you DCA over the years, you can build yourself generational wealth. And because I did this from the age of 23, 22, 23 years old, and I'm continuing to dollar cost average today, I went from being evicted out of a 2-bedroom apartment on Biscayne Ave in Miami to living in a 7,000 square foot house behind those trees in a yard that we're building a dirt bike track in. Why? Because I fucking can. Because I dollar cost average, and I didn't listen to the people in the comments, the family, the haters that told me I was wrong, because I had conviction. because I know that 99% of the population doesn't do what I do, which is why 99% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. So if I can go from a broke, homeless person, yes, I lived in my truck for months, then what the fuck is your excuse? Your excuse is that you don't have conviction, you're scared. Well, I can't help you then. You have to be the person that takes that leap of faith and says, you know what, over the next 5 and 10 years, I'm just going to keep on buying. And now we're coming to that point where I'm ready to take massive profits on the next massive leg up. I gave myself a 10-year plan. So again, if I can do it, why don't you? Make sure you guys like, share, follow. Check out the Telegram in the Stan link. There's also a Discord that we just added. I hope to see you guys there. I will tell you what I'm doing, what I'm buying, when I'm selling, the mindset that I have to get out of the rat race. And although, yes, markets are volatile and sometimes we're down, over time, you will be massively up if you follow this strategy. Obviously, there's no guarantees because I can't see the future, but if you scroll back to this video and you listen to what I was saying, tell me that it doesn't make sense, because I'm living fucking proof.